Right, guys, let's crack on. Welcome to Sunday night team winning call. I'm so excited for this. I've got my notepad and pen. Who else has got their notepads and pens ready to take some notes? Awesome. Okay, let's crack on then. So, I'm not sure. I can see Shafina and Debs. And is Charlotte on? Can't see her. And Carly. Can't see Carly either. So, Debs, do you want to go first? Hang on, let me unmute you. You doing it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. How are we?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Awesome day. Absolutely awesome. So much content. I found it really hard to find 3 main tips. But for me personally, one of the top tips was being or not being an overthinker. I'm a major overthinker in everything. So for me, when I'm thinking about doing a post, I'm there, I get really excited, and then I think, shall I, or maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe somebody won't like it, and that sort of thing. So for me, that was a major thing. And when we had a chat with Simon afterwards, I said to him, about overthinking, what can I do to stop that? And basically he told me that you need to train your mind not to overthink. Because he said every time you overthink doing something, the next time you go to do something, your brain's still thinking, oh, no, I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? So that was a really good thing for me. So I've really got to train my brain not to overthink and just do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and just do it. And if somebody doesn't like it, so be it. There'll be plenty of people that will. So
exactly.
That was my major top tip. Another one was be your own superpower. So, with your story, I've got a very strong story and I don't tell it enough, but that is my superpower. So I need to get out there and talk about it more. So that was another one. And to believe. So believe in you, believe in the products, and believe in the business was another major thing. So that was my 3 top tips, but there were plenty more.
Awesome. Thank you, Deb, because that's wicked. You're so right. Like, when it comes to belief, I think we can have a lot of belief in the products and the business, and most of the time it's ourselves that we don't believe in. And the only way that you're going to build up your own self-belief is through self-development. So if anything, doing this business, if you want to grow your business, you've got to grow in yourself. So you've got to be doing some sort of self-development every single day, because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. The more you can grow, be a product of the product, and work your business, those 3 key beliefs are going to grow as well. So that's awesome. Thank you, Deb. Love it. Okay, Shafina, I see you.
Hey, guys.
Hey, girl.
Happy Sunday, everyone. And what do you call it? So, right. We were totally blown away, and we got to see one of our mentors, Simon Mitchell. I've done some of his courses before, so it was really awesome to hear him. I'm going to share some stuff that, there was so much stuff, but if things are missed, then I'm happy to add them on at the end, by the way. So, but I'm going to share something about him. Now, I know we had been told about like the 1,000-day thing, about having a 1,000-day plan, because 90-day game plans don't always actually work. They kind of set us up to fail. So one of the things Simon Mitchell talked about was having a 1,000-day plan, which is 2 years and 7 months, and just thinking about where you want to go from now over the next 1,000 days. And what he did, though, he said, if you go back 1,000 days, is your life a lot more different? and it like hit me like, actually 1,000 days ago my life was totally different. I mean, Ben didn't exist, and he existed but not here. And you know, I was in a total different place, total different mindset. I was lost, confused. It was just really bad. And I didn't think that 1,000 days in the future I would be here right now, in much more level-headed, knowing, having a much more clear vision and things like that. So if you're wondering, oh, you know, 1,000 days from now, where do I want to be? Just know that 1,000 days from before to where you are now, I'm sure a lot's changed. So have a think about that and actually be like, actually, a lot can change in that time. So imagine the time that I start making now, where I will be in 1,000 days. And that also brings me to my next point, where he was like, ask yourself, like, how do I get to enjoy the journey and be present in the moment now? Sometimes we're so fixated on trying to go like hit goals or targets and something like that, and we're stressing ourselves out that we're not actually enjoying the process that we're going through, the journey, the change, appreciating the things that we're learning and the emotions we go through and the growth. So like, that's one thing as well. Definitely enjoy the journey that you're going through. Appreciate that some days you're gonna not be at your greatest point, which one thing he did touch on was there's a saying that we've been taught to say, never quit on a bad day. But he was saying yesterday he had a bad day. So he goes, I quit. That day I quit. But he goes, I started again the next day. I showed up again the next day. So sometimes you have that day where, you know, they say don't quit on a bad day. And I've used this as well on people, but he turned it around and was like, well, sometimes you're going to have that day where you're just like, this is crazy, or I'm not having a good day, or something, you know, people get bad news and all sorts of stuff. But that's okay. You're not really giving up. You're just quitting for that moment, but then you show up again. One of the main things as well, obviously, with the 1,000 days, he talked about being persistent and consistent. So he goes, I'd rather people do a little bit every single day than do a little bit for a day and then kind of not continue it. So he's like, have something that's sustainable for you, something that you can do every single day, because that makes all the difference. Because over 1,000 days, I think Darren Hardy talks about this, the compound effect, where over time things change. There's a reason why if we look back 1,000 days from now to today, a lot changed, because we had made changes here and there. Hence why things are a lot different. So, you know, things don't happen just overnight. They take a bit of time. And that kind of went, he had another story about that, but like, that's another story. And then lastly, he talked about, what does success mean to you? So sometimes we want to be like successful, and we think being successful is hitting that promotion and then we're successful. But actually successful can be going to bed on time, which I need to learn from myself. Like, I need to do that. Going to bed, getting 7 hours sleep or whatever. Maybe that's success to you. Maybe doing one post a day is success to you. Maybe just talking to, you know, a few people is success to you. Maybe just getting a connection or making a friend or having someone accept your friend request is success to you. Or maybe, you know, just different things are success to you. So he goes, like, define to you what success is. Never compare yourself to other people. And I think he said something about comparing. Comparison is the, what was it? The thief of joy. So the minute you start comparing yourself to other people, the joy of whatever you are, the fun that you're having gets taken away, basically. So I don't know how many points that was, but those are like the main things I think made me, that pointed out to me. That's everything pointed out to me, but I'll let everyone else speak.
I love that. Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Let's just have a look. I'm not sure.
Vicky was there.
Vicky.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. You happy to share your top tips from today?
I will do. Yeah, I'm just going to read over my notes because I'm feeling a bit brain dead. But I think Shafina covered actually a lot of it. Let me just have a look. So I actually found the first section really, really powerful, which was all about mindset. And it just really moved me, and it just really spoke to me. I was just sat there with goosebumps. And it was actually about giving people the future that they want to create, and not just not forcing, but not telling people what you think, what you want, and actually finding out what they want and giving them that future. Again, yeah, what does success mean to you? Knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, knowing, just being so self-aware so that you're actually able to help other people, knowing what you want so that you can help other people, being able to block out the noise. Oh, that's just such a big thing, like, because how much noise is there, which also creates overwhelm. And he talked a lot about overwhelm as well, which is something I think a lot of us really related to. And he talked a lot about building relationships, networking, and how it's actually an investment in people. And a lot of not trying to be someone else. Just that was really reinforced as well, being yourself, whatever that looks like, whether it's doing a Facebook Live, whether it's doing Instagram, doing Facebook, doing 1 post, 10 posts, posting about the product, posting about yourself, whatever it is, do you, be your best you on social media. Don't try and copy what someone else is doing. You know, what are you passionate about? Meet people face to face if that works for you. Like, I think one thing he said was, I've made like half a million or however much from doing Facebook Lives, but I hated them, so I stopped doing them. So it's just about finding that passion that you've got, something that I've probably struggled with. I mean, I've only been in the business for a few weeks, and I've just tried to do everything. I've hit the ground and I've tried to do everything, and I've just been overwhelmed. So actually that just spoke to me. And then he finished it off exactly where Shafina mentioned about the 1,000-day vision. And I had a bit of a reality check when he said, look where you were 1,000 days ago. And I was in such a bad place 1,000 days ago. So just to have that trigger was incredible, because here I am 1,000 days later, and I look 1,000 days forward, and I had just so much clarity from that. And that was just amazing. So that's something I'm actually going to be really focusing on, is my 1,000-day vision, and holding myself accountable for that, so people can see me growing, so that they know what I'm offering them. I'm going to invest in these people like I'm investing in myself. I want to help them, and I've got to prove it through me first. And that's kind of what I took away from it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's wicked. I've literally got so many notes already. This is amazing. And you just, like, guys, that when you cannot beat going to event. Like, Vicky, was that your first event that you've been to?
Yes, that was my very first event. Yeah.
Well done. Massive congratulations. Amazing. They're life-changing, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. I really loved Gordon as well. He's an accountant like me, so I really related to that, and I just thought he was amazing. Yeah, really amazing.
Awesome. Oh, you should be so proud of yourself, like, and obviously getting to meet some of the guys as well, because you can't take, like, obviously we all see each other on social media, we see each other on the WhatsApp groups and everything, but there's nothing beats just all getting together at events and bit, like, yeah, there's nothing like it. So massive well done to you, and thank you so much for jumping on and sharing your tips. It's wicked. Love it. Right. I don't think there's, who else was there, guys? Charlotte was there, wasn't she? But Charlotte's not on the call, or Carly.
I can share more.
Go, Shafina. Stage is yours. Go.
All right. So Gemma, I don't know if you know Gemma, the one that walked in, her husband cheating on her when she had the baby.
No. What?
Okay. Yeah, this is, I think she's an, what is she? I don't know what she is, but anyway, I've heard her speak before. Long story short, she had her life perfect. She was working on the stalls. Kind of every time she tells me a story, I think of this person on EastEnders working on the stalls. Anyway, she was the one that went to uni, wanted to become a law person, and did her studying and everything. Found the guy, got together with him, had a house, then had a baby and stuff. And I think while the baby was just a few months old, I think she caught her husband having an affair. So anyway, she went from rock bottom, whatever, and then found the company and stuff like that. So she went to, I think, NMD in 17 months or whatever, something like that. So she talked about attraction marketing. And Yeah, she kind of said basically, it's when you have a story, whatever, anyone has a story, it's your story, and only you can change it. So you need to like stop blaming people. And I think Vicky just talked about having a superpower, which is your gift and your uniqueness, your own story, and you should be able to hold that story and keep your head up high, and be able to share that. So one of the things she told us to write down, I haven't done them yet because we just took the notes. So I'm just suggesting that everyone does this as well, because it may help you. Again, anything that we say, Simon mentioned this, or someone else had mentioned this as well, like not everything is going to work for everyone else. Everyone's DMO is going to look different. Like I myself, Ben, and my team were actually branching off. We're launching something soon, and it's because, you know, certain things work for certain people, and we're having our own view and stuff. So finally, I feel like this resonates with us. So this is the thing she was sharing, that you can't do the same post. Just a real quick example, Ben did a post yesterday on boosters, and then I was like, oh, Ben, that's a really good post. Like, I really liked it. And I was like, it's working for him. He got a few orders from that. And he goes, oh, why don't you do it too? And I was like, nah. Because I knew it wasn't me, and my followers are just going to know that's not my style, but it's definitely Ben's style. So that was a point to make, that actually whoever's doing amazing posts, it works out for the best version of them, but you're going to do a crap version of it of yourself because it's not you. Yeah. So don't do something that you don't feel comfortable with, because people are going to see that it's not authentic. So she said, basically, write down 10 things you've achieved in your life. Yeah. And so you want to write down 10 things you've achieved in your life. The reason for this is that so you can see things that you've achieved, completed, finished, and that you can believe in yourself again. Sometimes we think that we can't do something. But if we can write down and come up with 10 things that we have achieved ourselves, that is awesome. The next thing she said to do was to write 10 things that you love about yourself. So that could be like any gifts or talents that you may have, or you might like your hair, your eyebrows, or the way you paint your nails, or the way you cook certain food, or whatever it is, certain things that you love about yourself. So write 10 things you love about yourself. And then she said, write 10 things you love about your life. So the reason why she said to do this is obviously because you need to be grateful. When you come from a place of gratitude, you guys know this, you show up better, the energy's better, and people see that, you know, you appreciate where you are. Being grateful doesn't mean, oh, I'm grateful and I can settle here. It means I appreciate what I've got, and I want more, and I'm gonna go out and get it. So write 10 things that you love about your life, because if you don't love where you are, then you're just gonna be miserable and upset, wishing you had that life, and you're not appreciating and being present on the journey that you're on with what you have right now. So enjoy every moment. So 10 things that you love about your life. The other thing is 10 things that you want from your life. So she said, don't have any limits. If you want to live on an island by yourself with a monkey or something, then write it down, whatever it is. If you want to just have a family, or if you just want to be traveling and every month going on holiday, or maybe something small, you want to make your own little separate, I don't know, pottery, you want to put pottery classes, or whatever it is like you want to do, write it down. So 10 things that you want to do throughout your life, something you want to achieve, write that down, have no limits. And the reason why, if you limit yourself, then you limit your dreams. So don't limit yourself, don't limit your dreams, just think big, whatever big means to you, okay? And 10 things you love about this business. The reason why you need to write 10 things that you love about this business, so you can sort of, I guess, fall in love with that, have that passion, and people can see that. And obviously, if you don't love anything from this business, then why would anyone else love anything from this business? So, you know, you gotta love what you're doing, and then you show up better. The last thing is, well, 10 things that you love about the products. You know, if they're helping you get healthier, whether you like the fact that they're vegan, whether the fact that, you know, whatever it is that you love about the products, or they've changed your life, or they changed your mom's life, or you love how cute they are, I don't know, like just write 10 things that you love about them. And with this information, you can pick out like the main points of each one, and you can share that. So your attraction marketing, so you're showing people things that you love, things that you've achieved, things that you want to have in your life, and you will resonate with other people through that, through your Facebook, showing up as you. And and I think she talked about how like she wanted to get this Louis Vuitton bag in her life, and she showed it on Facebook and stuff like that she got it. But she wasn't saying that it was the Louis Vuitton bag that was a big deal. It was the fact that she achieved it and she got her goal. And when you share that, people will see that she's done it. So maybe I can achieve whatever it is I want to do as well. So it's important to do that. Also, she mentioned about our products that she goes, medication, I've heard this before, but medication is for sick care. Yeah, so people that are ill, that's why they take medication. But our products is for health care. So that was like a really, really cool point as well. And what else is there? Yeah, you must believe in yourself, the company products, and everything that you're doing. There's more. Should I carry on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so another thing as well, Simon talked about like we were programmed to go to school, get a job, go to school, get education, whatever, get a job, and then work for someone and retire and die, because that's kind of essentially what it is. But he mentioned this as well. Like initially, he didn't want to be part of the business. He thought it was a scam. He told his mom that when she going to jail, and stuff like that. So the thing is, the reason why is because he was programmed a certain way to think that this is how life should be. And but then he was not doing network marketing for a long time, and I think he went on a flight from Australia back to the UK. It was a long flight. He had a thought, and he's like, actually, what is stopping me after he failed in so many different areas in life? He's like, what stopped me from doing this? And I think he was saying that he had the fear of failing, that what people think of him, like, you know what I mean? So sometimes I think the only way with network marketing, the only way you can fail is if you quit. Like straight up, there are people that have spent 17, 18 years or whatever getting to whatever position they needed to. Some people do it faster, but just know that if you are scared, you're afraid, or you're like toe dipping because you're worried, the only way you fail is if you quit. So you might as well just give it your all and jump straight in. So find out what success means to you. I talked about blocking the noise. Do the things that you love. Okay, and the other thing he mentioned as well, you would get this quote called "Success leaves clues," but he finished it off. He goes, "Success leaves clues, but it doesn't lead to absolute." So even if something is working for someone else, like Ben's post work the way it is there, I like to do my lives or whatever it is, that doesn't mean that you need to do them. It might be successful for them, but for you, it's not what's going to work. And so just remember that as well. If this person becomes successful at lives and you're like, oh, I need to do Facebook Lives, but you hate them or you're crap at them or whatever it is that you feel, then don't do it. Do what you love, because that's what's going to work for you. You want to play on your strengths. This is the thing as well. Some people say, oh, whatever you're not good at, work on it. He's like, no, actually play on your strengths. Whatever you're good at, just become great at that, because you'll excel more in that. You'll show up better and you'll be more comfortable, less overwhelmed, and you'll probably do more, And also, people don't say no to you, they say no to themselves. So if you get no's, that's amazing, because it just shows that you're actually doing something. And the no's are obviously something that's not 100% no. I think there was a lady called Kelly or something, and she was saying someone had said no 3 years ago to her, and then 2 days ago she just said, you know what, I want more information again about the business. So yeah, it's not right now. So just keep the list of that and have like a book of connections, because people get lost. You talk to people, we all do, and you forget about them. Not in a bad way, but you're like, oh crap, what did I speak to this person about? But you're kind of going back to see the messages, because you don't want to pretend that you don't want to say that you forgot. So keep a list and track of people. Do this from the beginning. If you've just started, please. It's something I didn't do, and it's probably why I'm not where I would have liked to be, right? So just please get a notebook and keep connections. With Simon, he talked about certain areas. So the first thing he mentioned was on a side tangent, which he mentioned as well, was to read this book. And I've read it. The reason why I'm sharing this, because Ben and I both read this book. We both did the course as well. It's called, the course was called Millionaire Mind Intensive, but the book is called The Secrets to a Millionaire Mind. So Simon mentioned that book today, and I had just finished it, reading it last month or something. And it said it changed his life, and I feel like it's changed my mindset and my life too. So I can share that in Elites again. So that's a really good book to read. And in the book, it tells you to choose, decide, and commit. So most of our team, yeah, what was I saying about choosing?
Yeah, doing what's safe.
Yeah, so
senders in the evening.
most people do like what's safe. They choose to do. Some people did not choose to come on this Zoom call. Yeah, they chose to watch. What was he saying? Love Island is on nowadays. Yeah. They chose to do Love Island instead of be on the Zoom call or something. So you choose firstly what is more important to you, how you want to spend your time. Then decide. Like basically, he goes to forgo all other options. So decide. This is it. This is what I'm going to use to get me to wherever it is, you know, within the next 1,000 days or whatever in life. So just decide and just stick to it. Commit. Be persistent and be consistent with it. He goes, building a business, like some people, what they'll do, they'll go into 2 areas, either knowledge or action. When they first start, they're like, I just want to know about this. I just want to do this. And I just want to learn this. And they go into knowledge like way too much. And he says, you want to get into action. He goes, building a business is like jumping off of a cliff and building an airplane on the way down. This was awesome. And I was like, oh my God, it's so true. And sometimes we can get stuck up and be like, I'm just going to learn all this and then I'm going to do that. And it slows you down. So he's like, you just kind of have to go for it and, you know, figure out how you're going to fly while you've committed and you're just going for it. So he spoke about 6 or 7 areas. The first one was to identity. And this is in order to become a world-class recruiter, by the way. Yeah, so he gave us his tips about becoming a world-class recruiter. And this business, it's great to have customers, which is really important, but you've got to be able to recruit from like the get-go. I didn't so much from the get-go, I didn't. But there's some people, there was a lady called Lena, she recruited from the get-go because she thought that's what you need to do. I would suggest as well, being in the business for a number of years now, that it was, for me, it was just a side thing, but recruit from the get-go. So if you're new, just think about your team already. Identity. So he goes, be the best version of you. He talks about how obviously we say, oh, do duplication, just teach the next person, the next person, the next person, the same thing over and over. So you duplicate it. He goes, okay, methods cannot be really duplicated. However, you can duplicate passion, joy, and energy, not exactly what you do. So again, if I go back to saying I do lives, I can't duplicate that to the rest of the team and say do lives. I just say do what you need to do, but I can share the passion and energy and joy, and that's duplicatable. Then people find their own way of doing the business as such. Like they'll take certain things, but then find out what really works for them. So once they identify what the best version of them is, then do that. Then he talked about tribe. So he was saying like to just build a community of people. I think he was saying like 2,000 to 3,000 people, whatever. I'm not putting that huge number out there, but just start to find out. Once you realize who you are and you be you, you will attract more you or similar people like you that want to follow you and talk to you and be your friend. And if you have struggles in life, share those struggles, because you'll find other people that can relate to those struggles, and you know that's part of your tribe. And he goes, if you've got happiness in your life, then share that happiness as well, because those people that have similar happiness can come to you as well, or maybe they're looking to learn how to get that happiness, and you can relate. Again, that's your tribe. Build a tribe that lights you up. And that you want to build with, because when you've got your tribe, then you want to build a team, you want to talk to them, you want to hang out with them, you want to have an amazing journey with them. So he was just saying, what is the thing that you love to do, and just become excellent at that. Then he talked about strategy, the things you're willing to master, things you're willing to give to become great. I don't even know what I'm willing to adapt. Okay, so with strategy, I'm trying to read my writing. He was talking so fast. I don't think to.
Yeah.
Faster than you?
Yeah, sorry. He talks really fast as well. Like, yeah, faster than me, I guess. Sorry, I talk fast. I talked about something. Someone gets. yeah. So basically, real quick, I'm just going in order of my notes. He goes, if someone gets success, like that's cool. Celebrate their success, cheer them on, and it's good to see that, so you know that you can do it too. And that's when he talked about the comparison is a thief of there, and yeah, you got to be willing to find out what works for you, and then try it out, test it, modify it. So I've tried posts, it did not work. I've tried certain methods, didn't work, and I was like, okay, this is really crap. It's working for Millie. It's clearly not working for me. So, you know, I'm going to change it up. So this is something as well with that I had with my upline before. He also mentioned having like systems, like if you've got a connections book or a list of people that you want on your team, like go through your Facebook, make a hot list. That's another story, but hot list, like you can post to certain people. So if you go through your Facebook, you can make a list of people that you'd want on your team or customers, and you just, so only they can see your posts. That's another thing. And then he talked about leadership. He says basically leadership is helping others to, what did I write? The most something and realized version of themselves. To realize the best version of themselves. So you want to help others. Leadership is helping others to realize the best version of themselves. And he says leadership is also learning how to help the other person fall in love with themselves. Yeah, to find themselves and to fall in love with themselves.
Not telling them what to do.
Yeah, not telling them what to do. And to be like this, you need to first start up by showing up for yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Find out who you are. Attract that tribe. And so, yeah, all this starts with basically believing in yourself, being authentic, being the real you, sharing your struggles, sharing your happiness, attracting those people, getting a system or strategy that works for you. And also, he says, like, you've got to be willing to adapt because things are totally changing all the time. Social media is changing all the time. He said, if you're not a social media person, don't even, like, if you're a face-to-face person and you're not a Facebook person, then go face-to-face. That's how it was built initially anyway. So he goes, if you haven't mastered Facebook, for instance, and you're like, oh, what is Instagram? I've got to learn how to do Instagram. Everyone's doing Instagram. He's like, don't even bother doing it because you'll probably just do a few percent of Instagram and a little bit of Facebook and you won't be doing anything 100%. So he's like, just focus on what you do know. And you're like, okay, you know what? I'm amazing on Facebook. I'm going to go all in and become super, super amazing. That's better than trying to be on Instagram and Facebook and not really doing anything properly. So if you're getting overwhelmed and there's too many social media platforms, always start with Facebook, master that, become great at that. And if you feel like you have time to go on Instagram and stuff like that, do that as well. But mainly just be yourself, be authentic, don't compare, and love the journey and be present.
Love it. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
That's epic. Oh, I've got about like 10 pages of notes. Like,
yeah.
Amazing. If anybody's got any questions for the girls, then feel free to put them in the chat. There's nothing on the chat.
Yeah.
Is there something else you wanted to share?
Well, the thing is, like, he you spoke about overthinking. There was a figure thing as well. I don't know if you want me to go with figures because Gordon talked about numbers and I was a bit shocked when you don't really see this, but I don't know if I should do a separate live on this, to be honest.
Okay.
Go into elites or something. I can do that actually. And then share the picture, like share the numbers properly because I don't want to confuse anyone if I do it now.
Yeah. Okay. That would be really beneficial though if you could do that in elites. That would be amazing. So thank you for that. Awesome.
I'll type it up.
Yeah, wicked. That'd be really cool. Wow. I'm psyched. Brilliant. Okay, well, I think we've done 35 minutes. So just massive well done to everybody for jumping on. Thank you so much, Shafina, Ben, Debs, Vicky, for sharing your top tips. Like, absolutely incredible. Are you taking selfies, Shafina? Did you get a picture? Oh, nice. Love it. Love you guys. Right, let's go smash this week. Obviously, you've got elites. We've got our WhatsApp groups. You've got your uplines. Don't ever feel like you're alone. Just reach out and take everything that you've learned tonight. And the most important thing, take massive fucking action. Yes. Woohoo! Right, thank you guys for jumping on. I'll see you soon.